All right. We'll see if we get anybody that jumps on. I'm going to share my Adair screen. Can you see my Adair screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Good.
Very nice.
I wonder if that young lady that's in the photo is all grown up now.
Right.
You know, maybe she's.
They love it.
Yeah. I love this house though. This is one of our best floor plans, I think.
Yeah, it's a fun floor plan because you can modify it a couple different ways that, you know, makes it really user friendly for everybody.
Yeah. Well, and so many people are multi-generational living now, you know.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
having that big bonus room area that could be, you know, another
Whole nother primary suite.
Primary suite.
Caitlin's on. This is her house.
Oh, good.
I'm so excited. All right, everybody. We're going to give more people time to jump on the Zoom. We appreciate you guys jumping on the call. And if you have any questions, put them into the questions and answers. And Cindy's going to be helping me field those today.
Yeah. And ask lots of questions. Or make comments about how beautiful your home turned out. Tell you, that piece of land is absolutely gorgeous.
I know.
Just looking out those windows, nice views.
It was like a picture perfect day, though. I mean, it just looks like it was sunny, no clouds, no wind, beautiful day.
Yep. It's like that here now.
Right?
For a while. I'm glad that we're doing the farmhouse view.
Right.
Kind of fits with the whole being out in the country.
All right, everybody, we're going to still wait just a couple minutes to see if we get anybody else that jumps on the call. If you have any questions, put them into the question and answer session. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I appreciate you guys joining today, and to protect your time, we want to go ahead and go through the video. I am Jennifer Morales. I am based out of the Spokane, Washington office, and currently I'm helping in the Yakima area. So I was able to get a video of this house right before they moved in. I'm going to go ahead and introduce my counterpart, Cindy Mathis.
I'm Cindy Mathis, and I'm in the Kennewick office. I serve our mid-Columbia Valley area. I have 5 counties in Washington and 3 counties in Oregon.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the Adair website first. So on our website up here, when you're looking for homes on our website, the most important thing to do is come up here into the corner and pick your current build area. So this particular house is based out of the Central Washington market. So you would want to go in and pull the information for the market that or the county that you reside in. And then from here, you would just pick our plans. And then you would come down and see any of our plans, and you can filter plans by main level living, multi-generational, one level homes. All of that is in here. And the home today that we are featuring is actually going to be the Mount Rainier. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this one up on here so that you can see it. And it is a farmhouse. So it's a great representation of a farmhouse build. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into their floor plan so you can kind of see what they did before we jump into the video. On this particular house, you're going to notice that they did put some built-ins in this house right next to the fireplace. They're beautiful. They also changed the railing out when we enter in the house. You're going to see that the railing has been changed, not just on the stairs, but actually upstairs in the loft. And then in the garage, they converted the shop area into a storage room. So they added a wall, a couple windows in here and had it insulated. But the house for the most part is the standard Adair home with added light fixtures. We did some rough-ins for them, rough-in pot filler. But when you look at this house, you're really going to see a good representation of a farmhouse. With the farmhouse, you're going to also notice that upstairs in the bedrooms, they got a little more square footage right here where the windows are on the upstairs. With the Traditions elevation, you won't see that. But with the farmhouse and Craftsman, you do get a little bit more square footage in these two bedrooms or the bump outs. I'm going to go ahead and start her video. So you can kind of see again, here is your bump outs on the front because it's a farmhouse. You've also got the batten board siding on the front of the house, and then you get the full porch cover with the farmhouse style.
Love those windows too.
Yep, you do got farmhouse windows on this house, which is great. They also did a 9-foot ceiling, and with a 9-foot ceiling, you get the transom window over this front door. So that would come standard. A standard house is going to come with an 8-foot ceiling.
It's nice to have those taller windows, taller cabinets, and taller garage door with the 9-foot plate height too.
Absolutely. And remember, if you guys have any questions that come up during this, just drop them into the questions and answers. Coming into the house, you're going to see a farmhouse style door. There's a better part of it in the video to show you that. But you can see how they upgraded the steel railing all the way up, including up in the loft area. This would standard be drywall wrapped. So this would be a drywall all the way up here. Going with the wood spigots, we also have metal spigots that you can do as an upgrade. If you like the metal balusters, we can do that as well. They upgraded to Craftsman trim throughout the whole house, around windows, doors, floors, everything has been upgraded with trim. And they did LVP throughout the whole lower half of the house and in the upstairs bathrooms and utility. And then this door right here, this is a standard Craftsman door, and the dual entry going into the den is standard. As we come in and kind of see the LVP, the dual door entry. This den you could do all sorts of things with. You could open up this wall and the wall facing the great room, and you could make that a dining room. If you wanted a dining room that walked into the great room, you could do something like that. You could make this a bedroom. I have a couple that are going to foster kids, and they're going to make this a bedroom for a baby. There's all sorts of neat things you can do with this space up here. As we come in again on our floor plan, the standard, this is the den, but again, we can make this whatever you want it to be. We can do a French door. We can do full light doors with glass to have it open into there. Or you could do the standard 6-panel that you see here. Please ask any questions if you have any as we're going through here.
That's a good sized room. 10 by
It is a
14.
good size room. There's beautiful windows looking out to the front. And we come out, we're going to walk into the great room. So on the right of my screen, oh, they're going to pan over to the dining area. Sorry. So this area right here is technically the dining room. I've had a lot of people make this an office. They have walled in right here where the butler's pantry is. So I've seen this become an office. I have seen this become a bedroom. Some people do leave it as a dining room because it does have access to the kitchen through the butler's pantry. And then coming into the great room. When we come into the great room, you'll be able to see they did built-in cabinets on both sides of the fireplace. This is a gas fireplace with a stone surround. These built-ins are gorgeous. And then I'll go ahead and stop right here. When you look at this room comes with 2 4-foot windows. So the windows are 4 feet wide and standard would be 5 feet tall, but with a 9-foot plate, they end up 6 feet tall. Then you have your standard 6-foot slider right here. They put in can lights throughout the main level, and then they added a ceiling fan. I believe we roughed in and they brought in their own ceiling fan. We have a question about, does Adair do any basic landscaping for extra, like add grass, bushes, flowers? No, we do not do anything outside the walls of the home. So any kind of landscaping, sprinkler systems, any of that would be a part of a site development budget.
That could still be rolled into the home loan.
Yep, it can go in the home loan, but we don't do it. And with a fireplace, this is a gas fireplace. With a gas fireplace, you can do, tile, you could have the stone. You don't really even have to put anything outside of it. With a wood fireplace, we do wood fireplaces too. The difference is with the wood fireplace, the mantle actually has to be concrete. It has to be non-combustible to be able to do any kind of a mantle on a wood fireplace. And a fireplace surround can, again, be tile, it can be rock, it could be partial on the way up, it can go all the way up to the ceiling. It's important to let your home ownership counselor what your vision for that is. But what you see right here, this would be more of a standard outline for a fireplace, but it would normally come with a drywall mantle. And it's really like more of a lip of drywall. It's not like a full mantle that would come standard. And then it would be a standard tile surround. I'm going to go ahead and start the video again. We're going to swing into the kitchen, and they did these beautiful white cabinets and with a shaker door. And then she had picked the black painted cabinets for her island. So you have that 2-tone look. We roughed in for her pendants over the island, and they picked this beautiful fixture. Very farmhouse, so pretty. On here again, we roughed in for this pedestal or pendants over the island, and then they brought their own in. We did a rough in for a pot filler, and they put their own pot filler in, but they did do an upgraded gourmet kitchen. So with an upgraded gourmet kitchen, you get the stainless hood vent, a gas or electric cooktop, and then it's a double oven, microwave, and a dishwasher that comes with the gourmet kitchen. A standard kitchen would come with an electric oven with the glass cooktop, a microwave with the hood vent, and a dishwasher. That's what would come standard in a home, but this is an upgraded kitchen. Again, upgraded white cabinets, shaker door, and then a black painted island. And these are quartz counters with the standard subway tile. So standard subway tile in a kitchen, bathrooms is too high, or we can do full height as an upgrade.
Looks like they put their own poles on for the.
Yeah, so they actually had requested to not have any pulls on the door, and we can do that. But you're responsible for actually drilling them. We don't drill them either. So you just have to have a template for what you're looking for, and you could drill them yourself. Again, this upgraded 36-inch Whirlpool cooktop with the gourmet kitchen, or you could do a KitchenAid, would be considered an upgrade to that. When you do a quartz counter, you get a undermount kitchen sink, and we have a couple different varieties. You can do a dual bowl. We have an upgraded stainless single bowl. We do farmhouse sinks. There's all sorts of different sinks you can do, but you do get an undermount sink when you do a quartz or granite countertop. And then they did the full wrap Craftsman trim on the windows, and we have standard subway tile as their backsplash.
I'm seeing a lot of people do the full backsplashes as well.
I love the view.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So light.
That is
Customers will bring their refrigerators. So we do not supply refrigerator or washer dryer. This island, this is a standard island with a 9-inch lip for bar stools underneath. You can do anything you want with the islands as long as we can get them to fit. Some people will bring the cabinets all the way out, so there's no seating. They just have a huge island. We can put a bar sink in the island if you want. There's all sorts of different things. Deep drawers, pull-out shelves, those can all be upgraded with this kitchen. And then you have power outlets generally on both sides of the island. This walked right into the mudroom. So on this plan, you're walking from the kitchen. This is the garage door on this side, and they brought in the cubbies. And then this closet right here, you can keep it, you can delete it. It can be shelving. Right now it's a shelf and pull closet. There's all sorts of things you can do with the mudroom. We can rough in if you wanted to put a dog wash in, or we could help put in a dog wash. There just whatever you think of. We could do a stack washer and dryer in here since the utility room is upstairs, or we could plumb for a stack washer dryer unit if you're thinking long-term in the house so that it's already there for one level living.
I like how they did the exterior door to the outside as well as coming in from the garage.
Right.
You have pets and
All that fun stuff.
backyard. That's really handy.
So again, this is your mud room back here. That's what that door was. Walking through the kitchen is just beautiful. Good shot of those built-in cabinets. And then again, this is a gas fireplace, but we can do wood fireplaces as well. See if I can speed this up. Does anybody have any questions as we're going through here? We're going into the hallway that's going to take us into the primary bedroom. And you can see they ran LVP all the way into the primary bedroom. Beautiful. It's so pretty when you walk in here. Beautiful big windows. These are the standard windows that come in the primary bedroom. Different things you could do in here. You could replace the large windows with the slider. You could put 2 small windows on the side of the bed if you wanted little 2x2 windows. You could put a transom window up over the bed, you know, that's 1 foot tall, 6 feet wide, that may be open for air. There's just kind of think outside the box for what you would want for your bedroom. They ran the LVP right into the primary bathroom. And you'll see on both sides, we have the walk-in closets.
Those are good sized closets too.
They are good sized closets. We found out after the fact, this videographer, if the door is not open, they won't open the doors. So you don't get to see inside the closets. I apologize. Or the toilet room. This right here is the toilet room in the primary bathroom, which a lot of people like the fact it's got its own little room.
I've got a question. As far as the wall paint goes, can we change the color or does it have to be white?
We actually have a couple different colors. I've got 3 different colors. One is a white on white. The other one is a gray on white. So the trim is white and ceiling's white. And then the other one is kind of a gray taupey, very warm on white. Those are what comes standard.
And then you can elect to do a custom option on the interior paint as well and pay a little extra.
Yep, we'll pay a little bit extra if you want different than what standard is, but our standard colors are really pretty. When we come into the bathroom in the primary suite, you'll kind of see this is standard now, where you get a fiberglass tub inset into tile. We have standard tile that comes, or we do have an upgraded selection of tile as well. And then they did do the wrapped windows, but this would be a standard in this house in the primary bathroom. Big, beautiful soaking tub. When we look at the dual vanity, when you look at this, this is actually a upgraded laminate product that you'll see upstairs as well. It looks literally just like marble, but it is a laminate. They have the upgraded white cabinets, and then they did do their own poles. With a laminate counter, you will have a top mount sink. So that's why you see kind of the top mount sinks here, 2 high of subway tile, and then you'll have the mirror. Big, beautiful windows in this bathroom. Different things you can do with the windows. We can obscure the windows. That's an option.
And you can elect to have it, not have the mirror installed. And if you want to put some decorative mirrors, I've seen people use a couple of ovals or some different changes on that too. I personally like having that great big mirror though. So
yeah, the mirrors are one of those things, either you love them or you don't like them, but once they're up, they are stuck to that wall. So if you think you want your own mirror, do you want to put your own mirrors up? You definitely want to let us know. And right now there are so many variations of mirrors out there. If you need power behind the mirror, because some of them light up, you're going to want to let us know in advance so we can make sure we have what you need for power so that you can put that mirror up after you move in. Okay. This is actually the standard shower that would come in this bathroom. It's a fiberglass shower with a glass door on it. Upgrades that you could do to a shower is a tile shower. We can make them wider, or I guess I would say deeper in this bathroom. If you wanted a tile shower, we can upgrade to roll-in showers. We could put a wing wall so you don't have to have a door. Those are just different things we could do in a shower. for you. But this is what comes standard in the home. And we're going to move back into the primary suite. This would be the toilet closet on the right side, and then these two doors are both going into walk-in closets. Their view is spectacular. And I love this light. Yes, James, that's a great question. We can absolutely do corner benches. We can do seats. We can put in little niches in tile showers. We can add handrails in tile showers, rain heads, dual heads. I could even put a transom window in a tile shower if you like natural light in there. There's all sorts of fun stuff you can do with tile, but it does get expensive. So just be aware of that. But yeah, we can do all of that. And then we're gonna come out of the primary bedroom. And I love this long table she has here. It's such a good use of that long space, and it matches her pictures perfectly.
So nice and open.
Very light. This would be your half bath right here. I wish it was open because it actually is a pretty good size half bath. Coming through the kitchen, this is just going to walk us into the butler's pantry. So in the butler's pantry, they added their own cabinetry. You can tell that they had already started moving in. They were nice enough to, I think we videoed this on Mother's Day. They were nice enough to let us in and do that as they're in the middle of moving in, but they added their own cabinetry. We can put cabinetry in here. We can put uppers, lowers. We can put partial lowers and leave room for like a bar fridge or a wine fridge. We can put a bar sink in here. Kind of the sky's the limit with this particular space. If you were going to use the dining room more like an office and you walled this off, this whole area could become a very large pantry. Just, you know, we really want to know what you guys want to do with the space. And then any of the homeownership counselors can kind of walk you through what we can and can't do when we're moving things around in space.
On average, from start to finish, how long does it take for houses to be move-in ready? James would like to know.
That is really dependent on the area that you're in and jurisdictional things. In my area, in today's market, and this is not a year ago, because a year ago it would have taken much longer. But in this market, from the time you get foundation on this size of the house, you're probably looking at 7 or 8 months. But that can be dependent on weather. Because I live in Spokane, we have snow that we have to deal with and road restrictions. So it's important to reach out to the local branch, and the local branch will give you an idea of where they are from foundation to finish. Cindy is lucky because she doesn't have to deal with in Kennewick the snow and the road restrictions that we have in the Spokane, the North Idaho branches.
Yeah, we're more like 5 to 6 months, but
yeah,
there's some
I'm a little jealous.
Prior to that to get your permits and things too. So, oh, he says he's looking at Jackson County, Oregon, if that helps. Jackson County.
I am not familiar enough with Oregon to know that. Again, that would be a good question to reach out to the local HOCs, just because they're going to have a really good idea of where they're sitting. And when I say, you know, foundation to finish, there is pre-work, there is building permits, and how long that particular jurisdiction takes to get building permits and funding and what you need to do to get your site ready for construction. All of that comes into play. The last couple of years have been hard to gauge timelines because we were just constricted by vendors just couldn't get windows. They couldn't get garage doors. You know, it was like everything else. We never thought we were going to be in a position that we were in, but now we're much better at setting the expectations on where we're at. Adair's done a lot to get in a position where the reps have a pretty good idea of what that looks like from foundation to finish. Just the last couple of years have been a little bit tough.
And James, it looks like that would be our Southern Oregon office. Looks like Jackson County is in Southern Oregon.
Perfect. And again, this is your dining room. We classify on the website as the dining room. You could even put like a pocket door here. We would just have to move the outlet if you wanted a door on this room, if you weren't going to use it as a dining room. And again, this is a good representation of that farmhouse door with the two side lights. And again, because they went to a 9-foot ceiling, they get the transom window over the top. This entry is actually big enough that if you wanted a double door entry, we could actually make a double door fit in there if that's something that you guys are interested in. And then we're going to circle around and we're going to go upstairs. You can kind of see they did such a great job with staining the handrail. So they pick stains that really bring in the floor, the mantle. It all just goes together.
Nice.
We do carpet on the staircase. This is actually one of our standard carpets. It's called an antique silk.
Yeah. I like the open rail like that.
Yep.
And
And
then
again, this would all be drywalled standard. Or you could do spigots just going up the stairs, and then this area right here over the loft, this could be drywall if you wanted to. So just you want to talk to whoever your homeownership counselor is about what you really envision, so that we make sure we get it right when we draw the plans.
and how you're going to use the space. If you drywall that top section, maybe you need to put a desk on the back side or furniture. So yeah, really
Place for your kids to kick their shoes.
yeah. Or if it was my house, it's messy. I don't really want everybody to see all the way through up there. So
we're walking into what's called bedroom 4 on our diagram. So when we come into bedroom 4, this area right here by the window, this is where you can see the extra square footage with the farmhouse and the craftsman. Because on the Traditions house, this would come straight across. You wouldn't have this bump out. And farmhouse windows up here and full wrap windows, they are an upgrade. And we back out, we're going to go into bathroom 2.
and you can access from bedroom 4 into that bathroom as well. I think that's kind of nice if you wanted to use that as a guest room.
Yep. Behind the door, there's a door into that bedroom. So we come in here, this is a standard bathroom. This would be a fiberglass tub shower combo. And then again, they did the upgraded laminate countertop. Too high of the subway tile into the mirror. And then we have a top mount sink with the standard faucet. And they ran LVP actually into the bathroom, into these bathrooms up here as well.
And if you'd like, you could add another sink or center that sink.
Yes, you could center the sink. We do have black and bronze bathroom fixtures that are an upgrade if that's something that you're interested in. Now we're going into the bonus room. So people do all sorts of stuff with this bonus room. It can be a second master bedroom. It can be a standard bedroom. It can have a door on the bonus room. You can add extra windows. This is your fireplace chase right here, but you could put windows on this side of the chase and on this side if you wanted to, or even a larger window here. So we back out of the bonus room, we are going to walk into kind of see the utility room. You have your furnace upstairs. We do the washer dryer hookup. So you guys will provide the washer dryer. You could even put a bigger window in here, actually, if you wanted. Think about in the utility rooms, it doesn't matter what house you go with, but think about in the utility rooms, adding an extra outlet, maybe for like an iron, or people that have little vacuums, the Roombas, adding an extra outlet for a Roomba. Those would be things to consider. This is your linen closet for upstairs. And now we're going to go into bedroom number 3. They kind of go into this room and then come back out of the room. You'll get a better view of it when we come back into it through the bathroom. In this bedroom, it comes with a 4 foot by 4 foot window, but you could actually make this window a 5 foot window. You go to a 6 foot window if you wanted. They are upgrades, transom windows, all sorts of little things you could do depending on your property and what your views are. And now we're going to walk into bedroom 2 on the front side of the house. And again, you're going to see the bump out for the farmhouse. Beautiful farmhouse windows. I love the light fixtures that she picked throughout the house. It just works with the farmhouse style. Yeah. Beautiful view. It actually looks like a picture.
It does. Looks like we photoshopped it in.
It does.
That motor.
This is the walk-in closet. You're going to see the door for it. That is actually the walk-in closet for that bedroom. Again, the door was closed, so they won't open a door to video it. And then we're going to walk into bathroom 3. And this one is your Jack and Jill bathroom. In this bathroom, you could add a second sink in here if you wanted to. You could probably even put pocket doors on this bathroom. You actually could do pocket doors going into the bedrooms and then use a regular door going into the toilet shower area if that's something you wanted to do. Pocket doors, I want to say that they run just under $300 to go to a pocket door, but it does save for the door swing. And then this would be your standard bathroom with your toilet, and then it's going to pan over so that you can see the fiberglass tub shower combo in here. And we can do things like if somebody wants a deeper tub and tile walls, those are upgrades that you can do. I've seen people do that in some homes just because they want the deeper tub. That's an option. And then we're going to come back into bedroom 3 and they give you a really good idea of spatially. Again, that's a 4-foot window. It's 4 foot by 4 foot. So you could do a bigger window if you wanted to. Nice size closet. And then we're going to pan around and it gives you a really good view of that loft area. One of the options that people don't realize that we could also do is if you did not want that open to below into the foyer, we actually can put a floor in front of those windows up there and enclose the loft space where the chandelier is. So if somebody didn't want the super open to the top foyer grand entrance, you could have space up here where we just build this in.
And
Not that many people ask for it, but I have had some people ask about that.
And James would like to know, are driveways and sidewalks to the front door included, or will another company be needed to put those in?
So we will kind of show what we do when we come back out, but no, anything out, well, anything outside the walls of the house are owner to-dos unless you work with limited site services or site services. So when we look at the house, we are pretty much everything within the foundational walls. So out underneath the patio cover right here, this area, if you were going to put concrete in, this would be a part of that site development budget. You can still include it in your construction loan, but it wouldn't be included in the house unless you went with the site services or limited site services. Sidewalks, stairs, even out here in front of the garage, this would be additional concrete or flat work, I guess we would say. So we do the flat work inside of the garage, but not outside the garage as standard. This is their temporary water. So for construction to start, we have to have a temporary water spigot within 50 feet of the home, and we have to have temporary power within 50 feet of the home and a septic permit on site. The septic system doesn't have to be in, but we do need to have it on site for construction to begin. this really shows like that they did insulate this area right here and make it a shop, and then they added windows into this space. And then this door right here would be going into the mudroom.
And James would like to know if that includes the wraparound porches. that you make.
The front porch, we're doing the porch cover with the farmhouse and the Craftsman. We do the full porch cover. And any concrete underneath it would be a part of a different budget, as your flat work budget. But like on this house, this porch cover is standard. If you wanted a porch cover out the back of the house, we can do that. It's just an upgraded charge to do that. And a lot of the patio covers, we have some standard ones and standard pricing, or we have some people that make them the full length of the back of the house, or from great room to kitchen. The patio covers are really up to you what you want, and then we can get them priced. And then on here, you can kind of see down here, you have the vents for the house. All of our houses will have vents where the siding and the foundation meet. If you want, you can put in what's called vent wells, the little wells down here. That's something that you can do if you would like. Some people like them decoratively to put it on there. Is there any questions that anyone has? And again, this is a beautiful house. We were super excited that they said we could come in and get a video of it, because it is such a great representation of the Mount Rainier. They did a wonderful job with colors and everything.
Did we talk about being able to do propane for the,
Oh, we can do, that's a good question. We can do propane conversions. So if you do not have natural gas at your property, we can do a propane conversion for the fireplace and the stove and a dryer. But again, it's important to let us know what you need or what you're hoping to get, so that we can make sure we get it into the home. I'm just gonna run in the video in the background if you guys want to see it again. If anything, anybody has something that they want to see, or they were hoping that we would talk about, just put it into the Q&A. And I appreciate everybody's time for sitting on this with us today. This will be out in a video format. I don't know how long it takes, but it will be out there if you wanted to rewatch it. Anybody have any questions?
so many ways you can use the space in this house.
Yeah.
It's really flexible plan.
A lot of variations that you can do in the Mount Rainier. I've actually even made that dining room a very large utility room and made the pantry bigger.
I've had a few people ask with multi-generational living to have the utility room, one upstairs and one downstairs, so they can have, you know, 2 washer and dryers. That bonus room could be converted to, you know, a nice master upstairs, primary suite upstairs. I love
in the great room. What normally in the great room for lighting, what you're going to have is a switched outlet. So can lights would be considered an upgrade. Doing like 4 can lights is about $350, $365. We can do 6 can lights. It's up to you. The can lights that are in your kitchen are standard. They just come standard with the home. Different areas to look at would be like, if you wanted the pantry to be lighter, we could stick an extra light in there. Or if you wanted the walk-in closets to have a lot of light, you could stick an extra light in there. Those are all things that, you know, we can provide you with like layouts of the house so you can see where all the lighting is. And then we call it red lighting. You would just take a red pen and put, you know, I'd actually like a couple extra lights here, here, and here, and then we can give you prices. I love this kitchen. This is my dream kitchen.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I could just keep watching this video over and over again.
I like a big island like that too. Some people like the raised island, you know, so that you can put the taller bar stools, but it's also nice just to have that big space. If you like to cook a lot, you can really spread out.
Yeah. Yeah, different things in the kitchen again is the big deep pull-out drawers. We can do the pull-out shelves. We can do cookie tray cabinets. We can do trash cabinets. All sorts of different things that we can do. I call them cookie tray cabinets or Costco aluminum foil holders because they're tall and they hold your aluminum foil up. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. You can go all the way to the ceiling with the cabinetry in the kitchen if you wanted, or we can make cabinets what are called glass ready. So we get them ready for glass, but we actually don't provide the glass because 9 times out of 10, they're going to get broken before they even make it into your kitchen. But those are things that we can offer as well. We've seen floating shelves where a lot of people are not doing some of the upper cabinets and just adding in floating shelves. We can do that too.
I love the idea of just doing, you know, an area rug that you can change out, you can change the look of, and then having your luxury vinyl plank, you know, throughout.
Standard flooring in your bedrooms and in the great room are generally just going to be carpet. We have a standard carpet that goes in there. We do have upgraded products that are laminate, engineered wood, or the LVP, but the LVP is really the one that we can put throughout the whole house. It can go into utility rooms, it can go into bathrooms. It just can handle the wet more and the dirt more than, let's say, an engineered wood or a laminate floor. Standard would be linoleum. So Adair starts at standard. So a standard would be a linoleum floor. I just think that picture, that those windows, it looks like it's looking out like it's a picture.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions? You guys are doing a great job answering them. So generally, like with a construction loan, your construction loan can be put into 3 different areas. Buying land, paying off land would be one part. Your site development would be your excavation, well, or water hookups, septic system, or sewer hookups, gas, flat work, porta pots. That would be a part of your site development budget that could also go in the construction loan. And then you have the house itself that would go into the construction loan. We do have our sister company, Adair Financial, that's able to really source different programs to help you out. And then we have a set amount of vendors that we will work with as far as banks. So you want to make sure that you work with the local office and make sure that the bank that you want to work with is a part of our lender list. But we do appreciate you reaching out to at least Adair Financial because they've been able to get some pretty good rates for our clients. And a lot of times with the site development work, the homeownership counselors that you talk to will have different people that we've used in the past for septic or for flat work or for excavation, so that you're not on your own going out and trying to source these people in. We can give you known people that clients have said. In fact, I reached out to this homeowner to find out who she used for well, septic, and excavation, because I have somebody moving into this market that doesn't know anybody. And they were happy with them, so I was able to at least help this potential client out with that information.
Good to have resources.
Yep. This is what it looked, the gourmet kitchen. This is the microwave and the second oven that comes in the gourmet kitchen. So you have one oven underneath the 36-inch cooktop. You have your second oven over here, and then you have your microwave. And again, you guys provide the refrigerator. If you buy a taller than normal refrigerator or a wider than normal refrigerator, you would want to let us know that in the beginning so that we can customize the cabinets around it to fit it. Some of the videos you'll see, sometimes people want to bring in their own appliances, and that's not a problem. We can do that. We just have to know in advance what you're bringing. So again, we can customize the cabinets around what you're bringing in. Or if you were bringing in a specialty hood vent, we need to know what that specialty hood vent needs to vent out, what size of diameter it needs for a vent. So those are important things to kind of let us know in the beginning of the process so that we can make sure we set you up for success if you bring your own appliances. And all of our refrigerator areas come plumbed for water, so you can do the ice makers. That comes standard. The door, this door over here to the right, that would be going into the pantry. And again, going into the dining room / den / office / whatever you want it to be.
Multi-purpose room. And that's 13 by 11. So another.
It's a good size. It would be a great workout room because it is so light and bright in there.
Yeah.
Great office. Does anybody else have any questions? And I 100% appreciate you guys giving up a Saturday. It's hard to pick a day to do these because you never know if you do it during the week, if people can jump on, or if it's on the weekend, if they've got things to do, or the weather's nice and they're going to work in the yard. And I thank Cindy for being my wingman on this.
You betcha. I love looking at these videos. There's so many ideas, you know, really just, I don't think we've done a house that looks like any other. They all are so customized and look so different when people get through, you know, selecting all the things that fit their lifestyle.
Right. And again, you're going to see the bump outs on here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause this for a second. When you look at the Mount Rainier online, if you look at the upper floor, you'll notice that on the Traditions one, it does not have the bump out. So on the Traditions floor plan, you can see that the front of it is flat. And then when you come down to the Craftsman, that's where you see that you get that extra square footage. And the front changes, you even have this right here on your front patio, and then it's heavy, it's considered heavy timber, corbels, your posts, you have your frame outs, and then you have your cedar. And when you go to farmhouse, you can see how that all changes as well. But you still have your extra square footage up here. And then when you come over to the Riata, it comes with that as well. This is more of a contemporary design of a home. But with the traditions, it's flat up in the top of the house. It's kind of important to see that right there. In these plans, you can tell the plan that we're looking at right now is reversed from this. So it's just flipped. Generally, you would just want the garage to be on the side closest to power. And then you can have the garage door on the side. You could put the garage door on the front if the property dictated it. If you put the garage door on the front, we would just move the windows to the side. So a lot of things that you can do with this house.
You can do a third bay garage on most all of our plans as well,
Yep, you can do a third bay.
an extra space there.
Absolutely. Does anybody have any other questions? Going into the utility room and then you have your furnace there. All the houses come with heating and air conditioning. I get asked that a lot. They do actually all come with heating and air conditioning.
I forget when people come over from the Seattle area, oh, we get air conditioning, so it's quite a treat for them, but yeah, it's standard.
We do offer different kinds of doors. So the doors that you're seeing on the interior of this house are called 6-panel doors. For an upgrade, we can do 2-panel doors where the top is either squared off, or we have a 2-panel that it is rounded, and then we have a 5-panel door that we have access to. Different exterior doors. The farmhouse one is actually really cute, but we do have other exterior doors you can upgrade to if you wanted to. We can do pocket doors. These are a hollow core door. We can do a solid door, but they are quite a bit more expensive to do a solid core or a wood door. The other thing you'll notice, like in the Craftsman style home, it's a different window in the Craftsman. So you'll want to look at that when you see the pages. A Craftsman's got a different kind of window versus the farmhouse versus the traditions.
That counter turned out really nice.
It turned out really pretty.
Mm.
And these bathrooms, every bathroom but the primary will come with a shelf or a rod for a shower curtain. But we can add a glass door if that's something that you want. All right, any other questions? A lot of good questions today.
Yeah.
It's a great view of the front of that house.
Mhm. And, you know, having that garage on the side so that you have that, you know, just an all home on the front, really makes it look, I like that way, but
Right?
depending on the lot, I mean, these people obviously have plenty of room to be able to do that.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Oh,
Would anybody like me to talk about anything else with this house? It could be site development, it could be the financing, it could be the different exteriors.
you did such a good job, Jennifer, that
I'm
covered
getting,
it all.
getting better at this.
Well, and you know, they can always go into the local office and any of those extra questions and things that are, you know, kind of pertaining to your jurisdiction and area can be answered for you.
And our online team, they're amazing. If you don't know exactly who to call, if you go into the chat on the Adair website, this team, Danielle and Tawny and them guys, they're amazing. They'll get you in the right place to get the right questions answered. All right, if nobody has any questions, I think we're going to go ahead and end the tour of the Mount Rainier. Appreciate everybody taking the time to be on this today. And again, thank you, Cindy.
Oh, you bet.
All right, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the call.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.